Bud, call up. Win tickets to go see RoboCop right now.
Take me with you.
Take me with you. I can't win. And you obviously can't be a family member. I'm just basically reiterating what the rules are. Can't be a family member of one of the people at the station. Can't be like a cousin. No, like that still counts. Could be a best friend though. You do that.
Don't shake your head like that. Like I talk like this. I don't just shake my head nonstop while I'm.
I was not imitating you, but we gotta move on to the next topic. Go for it.
All right, next topic. We'll be moving on right now. Christopher Scott. Let's move this next topic on right now. We're going to start to talk a little bit about the NFL Combine. We want to talk about how today you had Jadeveon Clowney, the defensive end out of Missouri. Or is that actually the... well, we have a lot to talk about actually out of college football. First, we'll talk about Jadeveon Clowney. And Jadeveon Clowney had an amazing workout for the scouts today at the Combine. He ran a 4.53. Jadeveon Clowney, ladies and gentlemen, number one defensive end, 6'5", 236 pounds. Yeah, that guy. He ran a 4.540. Let's compare that to other people's 40-yard dashes. Quarterback Johnny Manziel, 4.57. Quarterback last year, or 2 years ago, Colin Kaepernick, 4.55. Quarterback RG3. We're going to talk about RG3's 40 time. A 4.49. Jadeveon Clowney ran a 4.53 in the 40-yard dash. What does this mean for his possible future as a draftee? I mean, we already know he's going top 5, but he's having the dimensions.
It's scary speed. It's what it is. It's scary speed. He's a big guy.
He's 6'5".
He's 6'5". He's running a 4.40. That's ridiculous. He's faster than Manziel.
He is.
Manziel had a 4.66. Clowney had like a 4.47?
4.4. Wait, what do we got here? 4.53. That's what he ran. A 4.53.
Okay,
and he was unofficially hand timed. It says here at ESPN that he ran a 4.47 with an unofficial hand clock. That's ridiculous. Like, come on now. I mean,
sometimes I think the combine, it can measure some stuff, but I don't think it's entirely correct all the time because Jamarcus Russell, he blew everyone out of the water with his results, and look what he turned out to be. I mean, from when he's drafted, he's gained 100 pounds.
Right.
And he's not even in the NFL right now. He's a free agent trying to get back in. He was a failed pick by the Oakland Raiders. I mean, not the first. Mm-hmm. But before we elaborate on this, got another call. WSA.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hello.
Yeah, I was calling for the top 3.
Okay, so what's your top 3 to compete with the Heat?
Paul George.
All right, Paul George.
Kevin Durant.
Paul George, Kevin Durant. Okay, that's a good combo.
And LaMarcus Aldridge.
LaMarcus Aldridge. He's having a big year for Portland right now. All right, so why do you think those 3 are going to compete?
Well, like Shane was saying, take 3 star players and you put them on a team. That's about it. They're gonna show off like fireworks going off.
All right. And now, what was your name?
Ilmi.
And where are you from?
And
all righty. Thank you very much for the call.
No problem.
Have a good one. Paul George, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Kevin Durant. Can they compete with the Heat?
Yes, they can compete with the Heat. They can compete with the Heat because LaMarcus Aldridge, like you said in the phone call, Chris, great breakout year. Another player who's actually quietly in the running for the MVP, top 5 for that Portland Trailblazer team that was in first place for a little bit in the West. Now they're in the top 5. But
would you say Aldridge is better than Damian Lillard?
Well, I mean, they're different positions. One's a big guy. He plays the power forward, center at times, and Damian Lillard's really a true point guard. If you're talking about who would add more value to a team right now, I think you have to take LaMarcus Aldridge because of his height and his skill. This is his 8th year in the league, and now it appears within the past 2 years he's been breaking out, actually, after a long time of just being really good. He's a great player now, and Lillard's only his 2nd year after winning Rookie of the Year. He's got a long ways to go, but Aldridge is the most valuable player on that team right now, and rightfully so. So you have him matched up with Bosh. You know what? He's younger than Bosh by a couple of years. He's got more size, more strength, and he's a better defender than Chris Bosh. So you win right there. Then we'll match up Paul George and Dwayne Wade. Paul George is younger, He's faster. Dwayne Wade's obviously the savvy veteran, and for full disclosure reasons, probably my favorite shooting guard in NBA history because of the amazing plays and dribbles and the drives he has to the hoop.
Sneaky player.
He's
one of my favorites.
Right, and you know, just his style of play was so innovative when he first came into the game, just, you know, slinking into the basket. But, you know, he doesn't have it as he used to have it. And if we're talking about taking down the big three today, can Paul George cover Dwayne Wade? Yeah. Can Paul George, you know, score on Dwayne Wade? Yeah. And Paul George can score all over the court. So, you know, I think I like Paul George right now, even though he doesn't have the experience, a little bit over Dwayne Wade right now. So that's 2 out of 3. And
Paul George's dunk the other day.
Yeah, I mean, it's every week. I mean, he's dunking on someone. He's going on a fast break. He's doing reverse 360s.
That was ridiculous the other day.
And then if we're talking the big three, lastly, Durant over LeBron, the only person who could compare to LeBron right now, honestly, we all know is Kevin Durant.
The only thing, though, is LeBron James is arguably not only the best offensive player in the game, he's arguably the best defensive player in the game who can cover any position. Point guard, shooting forward, power forward, center, whatever you want. He can cover anyone. And I think he can cover Durant. I think he can compete. You got who is going to guard LeBron and who can beat LeBron. That's a key matchup there. If you're gonna develop a top three,
right,
a big three to beat the Heat's big three, you have to beat someone who's better than Wade and Bosh, number one. They have to be better than those two. You're not going to find someone better than LeBron. You can find someone who can compete with him. I mean, you could put Durant up there, but would you rather want a premier scorer who's not as good on defense going against LeBron, or a guy who's a premier defender and who's an all-right scorer against LeBron? What would you rather have?
Well, who's the? I want an example of your all-right scorer. Like, give me a defender that you think can actually cover LeBron. Better than Durant can, because honestly, Durant's got the length. He can get a hand up. You know, he can play defense. You know, he's not going to be able to compete with LeBron's strength. We all know that, obviously. Some players that we've been able to see give LeBron headaches once in a while. I mean, we saw Kobe do it in the All-Star game and consistently throughout his career play LeBron very tough, but it's more technique opposed to strength. And Kobe, we don't expect him to be, you know, going up or ascending with talent. I mean, his career is likely over in a couple of years. Ron Artest, Meta World Peace, and we know that he could play LeBron tough, but again, another player going down with his actual career. So right now, I'm not sure there's anyone who could physically match up with LeBron with his strength, other than maybe Paul George or, you know, his length, and similar to Kevin Durant. But I think Paul George is probably the best defender, so he can score as well. So it's kind of a comparison that you're making now. Is it, would I rather have Paul George, who's maybe a better defender than Durant, and a really good offensive player, but not the offensive player Durant is right now, being the best in the league, and Durant's defense is pretty good, but not great. In that scenario, that's a tough question. I'm going to have to go Durant, just because of how amazing he could score. And I think that it's a good way to pose that question with, who would you rather have to beat LeBron in a one-on-one, Paul George or Kevin Durant? And if you want to call up and answer that question, 718-982-3060. If you could take one player to beat LeBron James in a one-on-one,
it has to be active. You can't have Michael Jordan.
Right, Michael Jordan would be the answer for probably everyone, yeah. But an active player to beat LeBron, and LeBron he's great for radio, isn't he? Anyone wants to call
LeBron. Hey, everyone wants to talk about LeBron. LeBron, yeah.
Give me a